Hello, students. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to another episode of Bird News. I'm Zeus, and today we're doing a special episode on technology from the Middle Ages, along with some other things. Let's begin. Wait, I've just realized I never mentioned what day it is. What time is it anyway? Thankfully, we have this beautiful clock here to help us, the thing that was invented by Europeans around 1300. Nothing like some hot coffee in the morning. Speaking of coffee, if anyone else who has ever visited the Middle East will know that coffee is a huge part of their culture. It was first introduced to the Ottoman Empire sometime in the 15th century. Hey Alex, come over here.
Yeah, what's up? What? No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
You're gonna have to. Hey everyone, this is Alex. Take a look at his glasses. Can I take these for a second?
No.
Well, I'm gonna have to use them as an example, so thanks.
I can't. Oh.
Ooh, that's gonna leave a bruise. Well, now that that's over, let's talk about the glasses. These glasses are a modern version of spectacles. Spectacles consisted of glass and a hard material, which usually is plastic today. Here you go, Alex. You should be good now.
Thank you.
Now let's get back to it. Medieval Europe had a large change in the rate of new innovations. Let's focus for a bit on architecture. Gothic architecture was a style that flourished in Europe during the High and Late Middle Ages. It evolved from Romanesque architecture and was followed by Renaissance architecture. In the medieval ages, people created many inventions and innovations, such as different types of greatly improved water mills. Water mills used hydropower to convert energy. Vertical windmills converted the energy of wind into rotational energy by sails or blades. Also, medieval castles were types of fortified structures used for protection in the Middle Ages. Next, let's talk about agriculture and the tools used for it. Many things in agriculture were created in the Middle Ages. A few examples are crop rotation and the caruca. Crop rotation is the practice of growing a series of different types of crops in the same area in sequential seasons. The caruca is a type of heavy-wheeled plow commonly found in northern Europe. The three-field system let farmers plant more crops. Farmers in the Middle Ages would use the caruca to turn heavy soil? What's wrong with the script? This did not really print out well. Oh well. Speaking of printing, Johannes Gutenberg's famous printing press was developed in the 15th century. Thanks for joining us. This is Zeus. See you tomorrow. Feel free to switch over to some cooking show or something. Goodbye.
You know, I feel like cooking something. How convenient, a recipe. How convenient, an entire table with all the ingredients.
Welcome to me cooking.
What are you gonna cook? You're gonna cook some like garlic bread, a thing that a lot of medieval people ate?
Well, they didn't just eat garlic bread. They also ate tomato bisque soup, roasted chicken, sweet buttered corn, basted potatoes, and they mostly drank coffee.
Was any of that information necessary?
Maybe.
You should probably just cook, do that.
Well, anyways, let's just get to the bread. Okay, since now I know the recipe, I'm going to cook it and talk about things. First, the flour, then the salted butter, sugar, 2 eggs. Oh, and speaking of eggs, everyday food for the poor consisted of cabbage, beans, eggs, oats, and brown bread. Sometimes as a specialty, they would have cheese, bacon, or poultry. And all classes drank beer or ale.
Hey, this doesn't really matter. You should probably just get back to the cooking.
Oh, yeah, good point. Back to the recipe. Some yeast and some form of heat. Yeah, yeast. Now that the bread's in, let me tell you some facts, because this will take a while. Nobles had to pray for bread. Pretty ridiculous. Bread was made of thick slices most of the time because of wealth. Meat was salted to keep fresh, which we did to the bread because we want to keep it fresh for a while. They thought that mustard was special for some reason. I don't know where that's there. They ate peacock and swan, which honestly I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Well, anyways, let's get back to the facts. beef was worth a lot more than the land. They would get beaten if they ate too much fish. Spicy sauces were extremely popular. They knew that raw food caused diseases, which is so special. They were so smart because of that. And they ate porpoises, seals, and other large sea animals. Phew, that was a lot. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope that this was somewhat enjoyable. And
Hey, welcome. It's me, Aiden, and sorry to interrupt whatever dumb cooking show you were just watching, but I've been dispatched to report a thing, and that thing specifically is the bubonic plague, also known as the Black Death. 3 years ago, in October 1347, a bacteria called Yersinia pestis started this mess, and currently it's just still going and getting worse. As you can probably guess, this entire area is pretty desolate, and it makes sense considering that this plague has already killed millions of people, and whenever this is over, this mess is estimated to have killed 75 to 200 million people. Yikes, that's about like a third of this continent's population. Let's see if we can find anyone. We found someone. Hey, what's your name?
I honestly don't remember. I think it's Felix.
The fact that you can't remember your own name is kind of really depressing, but you're the only person I can find, so let's talk.
Sure, but I have the plague. Is that okay?
I give up. Why are you even out here if you have the plague? Shouldn't you be with your probably also infected family due to how this disease can travel through the air, living your last moments before you inevitably die?
My family's already dead, so I'm just living it up. I'm still in the beginning stages, but you can probably guess that due to me not having red and black spots on my body, which is a common symptom.
So I'm guessing you don't have any fleas or rodents near your house either, considering that bacteria is being carried by those animals.
Buddy, that probably doesn't even matter. Many other people and I think that it's just a punishment from God. I can see it making sense.
Yeah, not gonna lie, you're kind of scaring me. I'm gonna go now. Doctors don't even want to treat their patients anymore because they're also afraid of the plague and catching it. Everything's like kinda pretty bleak around here. Apparently, even just touching the clothing of someone with this disease will spread it to you. Maybe I'm developing the plague right now and I don't even know it. Years ago, us Europeans heard of a great pestilence that would carve deadly paths in future trade routes. I guess we should have paid more attention. I'm Aiden, signing off. Hopefully this isn't the last time I see you guys.
Weapon review. Today we're going to be talking about the hottest medieval ages weapons like the broadsword, the longbow, and the AK-47. First, a few things before we get into this topic. Horseback was a big part of medieval ages warfare. The first kind of guns were introduced in the 14th century, and most weapons were considered peasant weapons, but that's just because they were used a lot more, as peasants used them a lot for farming. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into weapon review. We will start with the longsword. The longsword has a crucifix hilt that was intended for 2 hands, since it was 2 to 3.3 pounds. Since it is so long, it can be effective against close-range weapons. Next is the longbow. The longbow is a 3-foot long bow that could shoot up to 200 yards and had the power to pierce plate armor. Let's quickly talk about a tactic used to stop mounted attacks called pikemen. They put sharp pieces of wood into the ground so horses could not get past them. Now, this is the polearm. This is a pole, or basically a spear, which was used to fight in sword fights and extended the user's range. Then we have the mace, which was considered a peasant's weapon but was actually favored by a lot of knights. It was a metal staff that wasn't a normal staff size, and it used its momentum to hurt enemies. The broadsword was heavy and used its heavy weight to beat up enemies and dent up plate armor so they couldn't breathe. The halberd was a very important weapon used to seize mounted warriors using its length and its hook. Insert funny joke here. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. I guess I got hit in the head with a mace a few times.
Shut up, you aren't funny. Get back to the script.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I should start talking about the scimitar, which was used on horseback a lot because of its length and its blade, which was perfect for a slash and dash situation. That sounds stupid. Fun fact, there was slight evidence that they used pigs in warfare.
Okay.
On to the next weapon, which is the flail. The flail had a chain, a handle, and a hook used to disarm enemies and finish them off. Next is a gun, which is called the hand cannon. This fine piece of equipment could shoot up to 300 meters, but needed 2 people to make it work. Now, they didn't have that many guns in the medieval ages because they were inventing cannons and other heavy punching weaponry. But the Chinese were gun-making machines. Did you know that the Chinese made the AK-47 and compact SMG according to military factory? This doesn't relate to medieval ages, but I just thought it was an interesting fact. The Chinese made basic rocket launchers for that time. That was huge for them. They were also hired mercenaries that made guns. Well, I think that's all the time that we had for weapon review. But what we learned today was that we should be fearing China and its overgrowing gun advancements that are being made every single day that could be used one day to overtake the entire world. Oh, silly me. I'm rambling, aren't I? Well, this was Weapon Review.